Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of Wolverine Chat. I'm your host, Tim Raymond. Today, we're going to be talking about that magical hire in Ann Arbor a couple days ago. Um, and we'll get into that. And then maybe tomorrow we'll have a quick podcast about the preview of Michigan, Texas. I want to say happy New Year and Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope everybody had a wonderful time with their family and loved ones celebrating the birth of our Savior Jesus. I love Christmas, but sometimes it makes me a little blue for some reason. My father died January 2nd in 82, so I think about him during this time. But I also don't love what Christmas is becoming. Too many people just worry about gifts and think that's what it's all about. And I'm not against gifts, but I don't think that what makes Christmas. And if you can't really have the money for it, you don't have to outdo everybody. Some people just want to outdo people, but other than kids, if you can't afford it, just tell, or if you can't afford it now, but maybe in a couple months, you can tell your family, hey, guys, I just lost my job in December, but things will get better soon. And I was wondering if it'd be okay if we got together maybe March 1st and celebrated and I could buy the gifts I really want to buy, whatever it is, okay? Do that. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong. My wife loves buying gifts. She buys them for all her grown kids, 4 grown kids, all their if they have a serious boyfriend, they get a gift, and they also get a stocking. Everybody gets stockings. My parents I used to love stockings when I was young. I used to get just simple things like oranges and nuts and some candy, but it's fun. But I'm sure if the kids never got a stocking again, they'd understand. Because giving is giving. It gives you the pleasure. So I'm sure they'd be okay. But the pleasure my wife gets out of giving gifts and doing stockings is great. So that's where we're different. She does all the giving, and that's great. She's got a heart and loves doing it. I love the gifts I get this year. Don't get me wrong. They're wonderful. I got wonderful friends and family. But if there was a news, Trump said, executive order, you are to not exchange gifts on Christmas. You're to only honor Jesus being born, and you can only spend time with friends and family and love each other and sing songs and go to church. I would be totally okay with it. But having said that, Merry Christmas to all. I love you guys, and I hope the 2026 is great. So, we went through a lot of guys. We went to Todd Monken recently from the OC of the Ravens. We went through, of course, DeBauer from Alabama. They were about ready to hand him over, down 17-0. Gave it to Oklahoma, lost it. Alabama came back, and I believe Alabama is there. Kenny DeBoer is going to be there till at least the first, and who knows how long after that. They cannot wait. They just couldn't. What is the coach up at Ferris State? Is it Tony Anise? I think I'm saying it right. I mean, he was mentioned. Now I know it's D2, but the guy just wins. And I mean literally, how many national championships? If you can, a lot of great coaches start in high school to college, low college up to high college up to pro. So there's no reason he couldn't have been. And maybe in a couple of years because of Willingham being so old that he'll be here for 4 years, and maybe that would be our future. But there's a lot of guys. PJ Fleck, I wasn't terribly excited about, but his name was up there. Jeff Brom from Louisville, his name was out there. Kenny Dillingham, of course, from Arizona State. A lot of guys. Some of them it was more people, fans talking about it. I don't know if they were all real opportunities. But Michigan waited for their man, and with what's available, he couldn't be any better. Kyle Whittingham is one of the best coaches in the nation, and he will be in the Hall of Fame. He been in Alabama, he's been at Utah for 20 years, from 2005 to 2025. 9 years before that, I believe he was the coordinator. I'm not sure if he was the offensive or defensive coordinator, but I think he was on the staff for 9 years. And then he played from 78 to 81 as a linebacker at BYU. At Utah, his record 177 and 88. I believe that was his career record. 668 winning percentage. That is going to be in the Hall of Fame. It's going to be. No do's and don'ts. Conference titles in the Mountain West in 2008 and the Pac-12 2021-22. If they had the 12-man, 12-team playoff like they do now, I think he would have been in the playoffs for sure 4 times, maybe 5 times. So this guy's the real deal. In 2008, they were 13-0, beat Alabama in the Sugar Bowl, multiple 10 wins seasons, 8 at Utah alone. He was Coach of the Year, Bear Bryant Award, both 2008, and Bobby Dodd Coach of the Year in 2019, Pac-12 Coach of the Year twice. He had a Bo Schembechler type career as far as wins and losses and bowls, except his bowl record was just a little better, which is he's beaten a lot of good teams. Longevity. He's a defensive type coach, but doesn't mean he don't think, oh, Bryce is going to leave because he's all about defense. That's not true. Excuse me. He will probably, almost for sure, if he is going to be bringing Jason back over from Utah. 469 yards, which is 5th in the nation. 441.1 yards or points per game, 470 yards. Second in the nation as far as total points. The guy, and he did the same thing the year before in 2024. He had 364 yards. So the guy, wherever he goes, he wins. The OC, he's great with quarterbacks. Their offense is going to just totally fit into Bryce Underwood. There's going to be a lot of RPOs, a lot, he's going to get out of the pocket and find that receiver or run if he can. It's going to be just perfect for running and passing for Bryce. He is going to thrive. I'm telling you people, he's going to thrive. Kyle Whittingham, he develops quarterbacks. So many quarterbacks he's gotten to the NFL. It's crazy. So, he's known for grit. Right now, grit is kind of a dirty word in Detroit area with Dan Campbell, but that's another subject. The Lions are still a great team, and they will be back. But grit is a great word, and that's what type of coach he is and teams he has. Physical, tough defense. Sound familiar? We're handing the keys to him. He's taking over. But I'm just telling you, what he is going to fit in just perfect with Michigan. But he is just open to passing, running. I'm telling you, this is exciting. Next year, we're in the playoffs, in my prediction for sure. And we may win a couple games, may go to the championship. I don't know, not for sure. But our second and third year, this team is going to thrive, just thrive. Never been in trouble, widely regarded as a clean and professional with no NCAA sanctions, major ethic violations, legal problems. The coaching change at Michigan was the firing was because of the previous coach, Jerome Moore. We all know that. So again, not that we want to forget about Jerome, but we do. I wish him luck. I'm praying for him, but that era is done. We've turned the page. It's roll with the changes, as REO Speedway and Kevin Cronin says. Roll with the changes, baby. And that's what we're doing. This is going to be a great thing for Michigan. Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom to turn back up. And if this is rock bottom, I'll take it. Okay? Our rock bottom is how many Big Ten championships, 3 playoff, 1 national championship. And I know there's more than just winning, but college football is about winning, and we've been winning more than we ever have, or as much as we ever have. And again, a coach cheated on his wife. I'm not saying that's, no, I am saying, how is that on the university? Okay. You could say they needed to vet better, and I'm all fine with that. Yeah, maybe. But because we have a coach who's got some mental issues and did some horrible things, Now I don't know what happened, when they found it and all that, so I really can't comment on it. But some of the things that have happened and the hamburger gate, and even the cheating, we deserved a slap on the wrist, and that's what we got. I mean, what in the long run, what they did not help them win any more shape. It's just they use electronics. It's just a questionable little thing. So I'm really not worrying about that problem. I know a lot of you MSU fans, probably my nephew, in fact, goes crazy when I say that. But MSU's got to be quiet too. Okay, right now they're the ones with sanctions. They're the ones that have lost games. They're the ones who had the first coach being a pervert. We got the second coach being a pervert. Now we win the pervert game. Our coach is more perverted than your coach. But I'm just saying, you got to be careful if you live in glass houses. Both teams, and I'm not a big NCAA fan, period. So I don't even love what they did to State. I just think it's all ridiculous. They're just trying to play big shot. So, I know it's cool to say, oh, look, State's this and State that. It's all garbage, okay? 90% of these sanctions. There's some legitimate things. This is terrible what happened, but it happened. Oh, and Jesse Minter, they're talking, no, we don't want him back. I would have taken him in a heartbeat, in a second. So everybody's there is classless. He couldn't turn the program around. Yes, he could, and I would have loved him. But having said that, he's in the NFL. He's happy where he's at. So we're great. He signed a 5-year contract worth about 40 to 41 million. So what's that? 5 times 5. 5 times 10, about 90, about $8 to $9 million a year. Yeah, he can make it. With coupons at McDonald's, he'll survive, right? 177 and 88 is his record at Utah. He's, again, defensive roots, no scandals. Just a great catch part, and I'm really excited. Bringing Jeff back, I already went over that. That's going to be a great offense. Just wait. I know he's already talked to Bryce, and I believe a couple other players. He's probably talked to Bogey already. Bogey. I don't know Biff Bogey. I don't know who's coaching. I think Biff is, but I know that. Kyle is not coaching Utah's bowl game. I know he has got too much going on with Michigan, which he should, and I'm sure they understand. They love him there. I've seen so many posts that just wish him all the luck in the world. It's like we got a bunch of fans out west. So this is exciting. So, things are turning around like I said they would. People, whenever they're like, oh, now the only time something really affects recruiting, and all, in my opinion, is if you can't go to the playoffs for the next 5 years, you can't compete in a bowl game, you can't this, you get you can't recruit, you have no, stuff like that is definitely hurts. But for most part, a lot of this stuff is just smoke and mirrors. So as you can tell, I'm not a big NCAA fan. But listen, that's all I want to say for today. You guys are great. If you made it this far, give me my Christmas gift this year and subscribe, and comment. Okay. You know what? If you do all three, you don't have to give me a birthday gift in November. Okay. This will be my birthday and Christmas. Subscribe, and comment. And tell your friends about it. Share it. This is 2026. I am going to grow this channel to new heights. And again, I haven't done one yet, but I've got a new podcast going. It's not really sports related. It's called Crossroads, bringing common sense back to America. Just about the stupid things that are happening. Women playing in men's sports. It's kind of political. I don't hide my faith. I'm a Christian. I love the Lord. It has to do, but it's not, wouldn't call it all about the faith, or I wouldn't call it all about politics. This is just chatting, just talking about my thoughts, things happening with Candace Owens and what happened. Charlie Kirk, the craziness of Candace is just out of her mind. A lot of things going on. The right is going to there's far right, now there's far left, and the anti-Semitism that's happening in our country, it's just, it's not good. It's not good. Charlie would not be happy what's going on, and I just want to chat about that. So we'll look forward to that again. Crossroads bringing common sense back to America. We'll see you tomorrow. Go over the game, and until then, God bless. Go blue, and as always, go out and do something kind for somebody this holiday Christmas season. Volunteer, shovel. It's snowing enough. Go shovel somebody's driveway. Anything you can do. Because that's why we're here, to help others. God bless. Take care.